Alright, it has been a while, but I am back with the next storyline quest called Witness to the Spectacle, given to us by Venat, or Venat, I can't remember how it's pronounced, it's been a while. In level 87, we are in the northwest section of Elpis. I think it's called Poetin Oikos. Um, and then Calamelios Zephyros. Anyway, let's go. Venat. Okay, yeah. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the entelechies which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I am inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the chief overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Meteon, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? I don't remember her having sisters. It's it's got to be true if it's here, right? But my options are there are more like her. She has sisters, or she and her sisters were created to journey to the stars and search for intelligent life. There are more like her. She has sisters. I don't, I don't know enough. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? I do so, apparently. She thinks. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Oh, I don't have my thing on, but nobody's talking, so whatever. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. That's, yeah, I'm not gonna spell it. I don't care right now. Let me jump on. Dragoon is closest to level 90. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, we go west, even though she did not walk this direction as far as I remember from the non-cutscene. Do I have to be up? No, I'll go up here. We have entered Calamelios Zephyros, well, I mentioned it earlier, but I thought we were also there already, but I guess whatever, so. We're following a path to another white stone structure with some tiles of something else, anyway. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripetia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. God, I am so out of practice, and that's not even saying that I was good before this, but jeeps. Head straight south on my Chocobo. We are we're at another structure with a Peripetia. So, this is Paul E-R-I, Paul E, Tom E-I-A. I'm pronouncing it Peripetia. Could be Peripetia? I don't know. An archivist, here we go. Female. You have questions for me? Certainly. As just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Cutscene. Headshot gone. Indeed, so if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. The man she's talking to bows, gives a quick nod and walks off. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? I approach. Tell her what's what. Is a woman, right? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Meteion. Could be a man, I don't know, whatever. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Meteion appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. I think it's dude, I'm not sure. The lips look female though, I don't know. Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here at Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteion heavensward. A host of them. Oh, so like many Meteions? Is Meteion now plural all by itself? For several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear, says Venat, approaching. Mistress Venat, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight, which so delighted your Galeen? Of course, or you could hear it from her lips directly, if you prefer. We look up-ish, like at an angle upwards, toward a higher structure. At present, she should be observing a subject in Meteios thalassae. Wow. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Venat. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as Asm. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? I nod. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. And the being turns and thrusts a hand at the door behind them. And we talk to them again. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you will find yourself at the entrance to Meteios thalassae. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure. So we are up. We're indeed going straight. It's a slight curve. And it's slight because it's a massive circle. Approachable archivist, standing next to Venat. Mistress Venat, just passing through. Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. And we walk through. I can mount up. Chocobo, 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 Skibbity boo. Obviously, when you're moving faster, it does. You see the curve more easily. There's some text massages, but I think it's from, yeah. Excuse me. All right, and we have unhurried observer. Mistress Venat, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. She gives like a slight little nod bow. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. Ah, but she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us. We are high up. Like skyscraper high. We have a cutscene.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
Sorry. We indeed are looking out over all of the other islands floating.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
I say islands, but they're just floating platforms, circular platforms. Some connected by bridges, some just floating off by themselves. My options are as beautiful as ever. Some parts yes, others not so much. It's more beautiful here. Some parts yes, others not so much.
Dark hidden places, rife with danger.
I didn't say that, but yeah, sure.
Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveller. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
I go on to explain and tell my tales. There's like a back and forth. There's some shock. There's some smiles. There's regaling. There's telling the stories with arm movements and motions and hand gestures and...
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
We're just staring at each other. No movement. My head bows a tiny bit, eyes closed. I look back.
Pray forgive my lateness.
As I was trying to answer her, Galeen runs up.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteios. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteios, the Meteios, rather.
Oh, there's the plural, okay.
There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Alright, and we speak to Venat one more time to turn in the quest. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to the others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. We get Ironwood headgear coffer on level 539, and the quest is complete. This video is complete. Hope you enjoyed. I gotta do this more often, and I'm thinking I should probably do these like the first thing, at least one story quest, the first thing when I return from work every day, so that I can enunciate better and just better retain the information from each dialogue and whatever. But I'll see you next time. Bye.